Good afternoon, everybody. It's Nafsi Yoga and Yin, Monday Yin session. So I think we're going to be on the mat the whole session. Won't be standing at all. Let's get started in Konasana. So I'm going to sit on a blanket. I like having my hips raised just a little bit. And actually, I sit on the edge of the blanket so that my hips roll forward just a little bit. So you feel the pelvis tilt forward. So if you have that option, great. You can sit on a blanket. You can get a thick towel and fold it over a couple of times and just sit on the edge so that the hips start to roll off the edge. All right, we're going in Konasana, oftentimes known as Upavista Konasana. So go ahead and open the legs up as far as you can. Now we'll start with a nice tall torso. So the core is in. Just open up the legs where you can. And yes, for those of you that have the option of doing this on the wall, where you're facing the wall and the outer portions of your, or the inner portions of your feet are on the wall, that's great. More power to you if you can do that, if you've got the wall space. You'll feel the stretch, slow stretch happening in the inner hamstrings. Quadriceps are going to be engaged to a small degree as you're probably trying to hold the posture there. Well, let's just start with the legs first. We'll give it a few breaths. And speaking of breaths, Ujjayi pranayama breath. So you're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. When you inhale, pull more air in to expand the chest. When you exhale, use the diaphragm, bring it up and in to exhale just a little more air than what you would normally do with a regular breath. So we're thinking a little bit more about the breath. Keep it up. All right, so now the legs are nice and open here. We have our breath cues. Let's take the torso forward just a little. And notice the difference here in the inner thighs as you bring the torso forward. Yeah, it gets a little tighter. You're going to feel it here first, then maybe on the lower back. Now, for those of you that are well practiced with this posture, and you can lie out flat, go ahead. Don't wait for me. Everyone else, just put your hands out there on the mat. Just walk the fingers forward. You'll be able to get to the point where your forearms will be resting on the floor. And then with time, some of your stomach, chest, and you'll be laid out completely. We're here for a few breaths. We actually have a couple of minutes in the posture, but we're well into it. So keep up with the breath. Nice deep inhalations. And you may find that you can move forward, move deeper, a little deeper with your exhale. Looks good. Go ahead and flex the feet at this point. So if you weren't doing it before, flex the feet. Toes come back at you. You're pushing the heels out. That's it. Stick with the breath. Looks good. One more breath in. On your next inhale, slowly roll the torso up. Oh, nice and easy. Keep your legs where they're at. Take the hands behind the thighs. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down as we lift the heart towards the ceiling. Make it a little light in the seat. And then recover. One leg at a time or together. Oh, let's bring the legs in. And then you go ahead and bend the legs and hug them in. Oh, nice. Nice hugging of the legs in. Instead of extending and stretching those ligaments, giving them a bit of a break should feel pretty good. But that was Upavista Konasana. Let's do Janu Shirshasana next. So just one leg out. I'm going to stay on my blanket here. But with the legs extended, take the left leg, bring it in, drop the left knee out, take the left foot into the right thigh, the right leg, and we're going to reach slowly towards the front, the right foot. If you're unable to grab the foot, and if you have a strap or a towel, take it around the foot. If you do not have a strap or a towel, grab any part of that leg you can and bring your torso forward. Also of note, if you're having any issues on that left knee, you can try to elevate it a little with a block. And if that doesn't help and the discomfort goes just into the area of pain, extend the leg out. Don't fight it, just take the leg out. And you can do the same posture with no problem, okay? So play it by ear and how you're feeling today. Other than that, we're extending the torso over the right leg. And wherever you can get a grip on that foot or leg, just pull the torso forward. And right hamstring, maybe your left bent leg, you may feeling it. You may feel this a little more in that left leg. If so, be mindful of it, okay? Don't fight it too hard here. Stick with the breath. Hang in there where you can. Nice. One more breath. And recover. Slowly roll the torso up. Switch legs. Take the left leg out. Bring the left leg in. And this is my really tight side. So I'm going to do a couple of things. One, use a block. And then I'm also going to use a strap. It's a lot easier for me on this one, even though it shouldn't be easy, but I need to work on it more. Hey, for everybody else, go ahead and inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold over the left leg, reaching for the toes, the foot, or any part of that leg you can. And we're taking the torso down over the left leg. Now, as I'm feeling it pretty tight in the right knee, I'm going to take my own advice. I'm going to kick that leg out. And it makes it suddenly easier for me to reach and grab my left foot. Because I had a lot of discomfort here going into the pain side. So we don't fight it. This is yoga. We're not supposed to deal with pain in yoga. Use the breath. And with your exhales, maybe come down a little lower. If you're not coming down any lower from where you're at, hang there. You're doing fine. Stick with the breath. Looks good. One more breath in. And with your next inhale, bring it up slowly. Shake the legs out, please. You can bring them together and shake them out. Let's make our way to quad pose, all fours. All right, so coming down to all fours. I'm going to move my blanket and the strap out of the way. All right, from all fours, a couple of cat cows, please. If you're not familiar with this one, pay attention here. As you inhale, drop the stomach down, take your gaze up. As you exhale, hunch forward like that angry cat, pull the stomach in, rolling the pelvis in. Keep going. Nice. Part of the key here is the pelvis. So as you inhale, roll the tailbone up and out. As you exhale, roll the pelvis in. Keep going at your pace. Remember, you don't have to move fast on this one. Keep the breath nice and deep. One more cycle here, we'll meet a neutral. Nice work. Let's get rolling with our legs, our hip opener. Start with the left leg. Bring the left leg back. Left toes are on the mat. Push that left heel to the wall behind you. That's it. So we're working into the inner arches of that foot. Keep that left leg tight. I know it was already tight before from Konasana and Janushashasana, but you guys are doing fine. All right, here we go. Recover. Lift the left leg up a little, parallel to the mat, bend at the knee, open at the hip. We're going to try to keep the shoulders square to the front. Just think about that left knee and lift a little higher. Nice. Lift, lift, and lift. Hang in there. Keep the arms long. So when I say the arms long, don't bend the arms. But if you have wrist issues, then yeah, by all means, come down to your forearms. It's absolutely fine. And we're not taking anything away from the hips. All right, one more breath. And recover. Left knee comes back down. Right leg extends. Toes are on the mat initially. And push the right heel towards the wall behind you. So the toes are on the mat. You're working into the inner arches of the right foot. I'm actually pushing my hands against the mat to have a lot of pressure against that leg. It's all good pressures, we like to say. Well, I like to say anyway. All right, looks good. Here we go. Bring the leg up parallel to the mat, bend and open at the hip. That's it. So just think about the right knee and lift, lift and lift. That's it. Keeping the shoulders square to the front of the mat and maybe that left hip also square to the front. We're trying to stack the hips here. Keep your head neutral, breath deep. And recover. Nice work. Let's try it again. Left leg. I'm going to turn just a bit because we're going to do something a little different here. Go ahead and bend the left leg. Bend and open. That's it. So keep the left knee, lift it, reaching up. Wonderful. One more breath here. And now extend the left leg straight back, point the toes down, open up the leg to the left side. Go up for 90 degrees, folks. You may not get 90, do what you can. And recover. Brilliant. Other side. Right leg comes up, bend and open at the hip. And now that you know what we're in for, you're ready for it. Think about the right knee, lift it a little higher. Nice job. All right, extend the right leg straight back, point the toes down, open the leg up to the right. I know you want to drop it, but lift it a little higher. Try to keep it parallel to the floor. That's it. A little more, another inch. Point the toes down and recover. Ooh. Child's pose. Big toes together. Knees can come apart a bit here. Push your hips to the heels. Feel free to fold your arms if you'd like. Resting your head on your arms. We're here for 3 deep breaths. If your hips are not touching the heels, no problem. Last breath in. Next inhale, bring it up to all fours and a low lunge. So let's start with the left foot. Bring the left foot forward. The right knee stays on the mat. Remember, if you're on a hardwood floor, go ahead and use a blanket, please, for the right knee if you need to. Blanket or a towel works fine. Make sure that left ankle is slightly in front of the left knee. And I'm just going to balance my arms, rest my arms on top of that left knee and add a little bit of forward and downward pressure on the pelvis here. So we're bringing the pelvis forward and down until you feel it in the left hamstrings. You might feel it in the right quadriceps as well. Now, if you cannot balance your arms on your left knee, your hands can be down on the floor. Absolutely fine. Just add a little more oomph as we pulse, not really pulse, but push the pelvis forward and down. Okay, here for just a couple of more breaths. You're doing good. We're going to hold this one. All right, I'm happy. Let's try twist. My right hand comes to the mat. Left hand to the top of the left knee. Twist the torso to the left. That's it. Trying to open up the chest towards the left knee. You can take that left arm and lift it up if you'd like. Leave that up to you. Reach and extend. Nice. One more breath. And recover. Bring the left hand down on the inside of the left foot. And let's go a little lower, shall we? So I'm scooting my left foot up just a little bit here. Still keeping the pressure of the pelvis coming down towards the mat. Some of you can opt for pigeon pose at this point. You're halfway there. So if you want, feel free to bring that left leg underneath and go into pigeon pose. We'll call that optional, okay? If this isn't going to work for you, stay in your low lunge. We're still working into that left hip. So not a problem. If you don't want to do pigeon pose, Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. We're here for another few breaths. Yeah, and the idea really is to start to warm up and work a little deeper into our postures with this. And we are. And from here, if you're in pigeon, slowly bring yourself back up to all fours. Everybody else, torso comes up, slide that left leg back. We're going to simply change legs. So now the right foot is forward, left knee is down. I'm going to take my arms and just rest on top of the right knee and slowly bring the pelvis forward and down and forward a bit until I feel it on the right hamstring. And I'm feeling it on the right hamstring more so than the left quadricep. Remember, your hands can be on the mat if you need to here, not a problem. And actually, now that I'm putting a little more pressure here, I'm actually feeling it on the left leg. Easily enough done. So remember, hands can be on the mat, no problem there. Nice. Yeah, I'm finding out if I lift the chest a bit, it intensifies it a bit in the right hip. Did not realize that before. Things we learn about our body during yoga. All right, let's go for a twist. My left hand is on the mat, right hand, top of the right knee. Twist the torso to the right, towards the bent knee, and of course you can extend the arm. I'll leave that as an option for you. If it's too much there, hand can be on your hip and just roll the shoulder open, or just keep the hand on top of the knee and use it as a brace point. That's it. Twist, twist, and twist, and recover. Ooh. Hands are on the inside of the right foot. We go back into a deep lunge. Now, for those of you that want to do pigeon pose, feel free to do so. You can slide that foot over to the left, getting your right shin parallel to the front of the mat. If that's just not going to happen during this session, hang where you are. You're doing fine. Some of you are going to bring your forearms to the mat or to a block. Remember that the lower you get your torso, the deeper into that hip you go. Nice. All right. About 4 more breaths here, please, wherever you're at in pigeon or just a deep forward lunge. Okay, last breath in. And recover. If you're in pigeon, Come on up to all fours. Everybody else, slowly make your way up to all fours. And from all fours, puppy pose. Not balasana, but puppy pose. So we're going to keep the hips exactly where they are. Actually, I'm going to scoot back a bit. And take the arms, the hands forward, bringing your chest down slowly. Keep the butt in the air, please. Chest comes towards the mat. You're going to feel this stretch in the arms and the upper back. That's it. Pull the stomach in. Forehead may be close to the mat. Stick with your breath. Hey, if you've got tricky shoulders, be careful on this one, please. Nice. 2 more breath cycles right here in puppy pose. And on your next inhale, walk the hands back slowly. Oof. We're still on all fours. Our one arm twist. So we're going to twist upwards. I'll take my right hand to my right hip, twist the torso to the right. And yes, optional, of course, you can lift that right arm up. Reach and extend. We're opening the chest. Inhale. And on your exhale, recover. Woo. Other side. Left hand, left hip. Twist the torso to the left. And this is my tight side. Optional to take that arm up as we extend. We breathe. And we recover. Ooh, nice. Awesome. From quad pose, all fours, downward facing dog. We've got 2 to do. Come onto your toes. Lift the hips up slowly. Extend the legs, heels come down. Feel free to go ahead and walk it out a little bit here, lifting one heel over the other. Come onto your toes, lift the heels up nice and tall. Heels come down. Now remember, turbo dog is yours if you need to. Feel free to come to your forearms. Absolutely fine. So this is a variation of downward facing dog. So turbo dog is great, also known as dolphin pose. Good, give me 2 more breaths. And balasana. Knees come down slowly. Child's pose. Big toes can come together. Take your knees apart if you need to help you breathe a bit. Head can rest on your arms. You can even swing your arms to the sides, taking all the pressure off of the shoulders. Here for 3 breaths. Try to let go of the last posture. Next inhale, bring it up to all fours. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana number 2. Come underneath your toes. Lift up. Come into your best posture of downward facing dog. We're here for 10 breaths. So make any and all corrections or adjustments as you need to with this posture. Keep the stomach in, legs as long as you can. If you need to bend them a bit, that's fine. We are trying to get the heels to get to the mat one of these days. Keep your head relaxed. Stomach is in. Looks good, folks. 2 more breaths. Last breath in. And on your exhale, knees come down slowly and controlled. And let's lie down on our stomachs. Crazy cobra. So for crazy cobra, as we're lying down on our stomachs, extend your arms, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Chin is on the mat. Big toes together, feet are flat on the mat. Press your hands down, lift chin and chest. Now you're not coming up too far here, and you are engaging the muscles of your arm and shoulders to press your hands onto the mat. Keep your head neutral. Inhale. Exhale, chin to the mat. Slide your hands in a few inches. About 4 inches, please, will be fine. Next inhale, press down, lift up. So we're lifting chin and chest. Try to lift up until you're able to extend the arms the whole way. Press the top of the feet into the mat. Head is neutral. You should be up a little higher now. One more inhale. And on your exhale, slowly recover, chin to mat, and slide the hands in a few more inches. Groovy. Press down, lift up. That's it. Arms extended all the way. This is your highest point. We call this our crazy cobra. You guys are doing great. Last breath in and recover. Once your chin comes to the mat, child's pose. And after that back compression, it should feel pretty good to lengthen the back here. Extend or fold the arms as you see fit. We're here for 3 breaths. Next inhale, bring it up to all fours. We have a 45-second high push-up to engage in. Do what you can on this one. All right, from all fours, let's make it happen. Extend one leg, you're on your toes, and then when you're ready, the other leg. So where you have a high push-up, remember, you can do a forearm plank as well. So get onto your forearms. If you cannot do a high push-up, keep your head neutral, arms are strong, core is in. And I'm actually pushing back just a little bit. So my heels are reaching for the end of the mat, but the arms are strong, core is in, chest is engaged, shoulders are definitely engaged. Do not stop breathing. This is a bad spot to stop breathing and start seeing stars. Remember, try to gauge yourself. I don't want the pelvis to drop or the butt to lift, okay? Try to keep it as flat as possible. One more breath in. And with your exhale, Balasana. Knees come down, child's pose, 3 breaths. Last breath in. Next inhale, bring it up. Let's have a seat for cosmic egg. I know it's my new favorite for the core. So we're seated, legs are bent. Go ahead and bring the legs in. Get the heels close in, and you can wrap your arms around the knees, around your legs. And when you're ready, come onto your toes. And then lift one foot up, and then the other. So we're balancing on the tailbone, or well, balancing on our butt, trying not to roll back. And that's it. That's it. You've got it. Looks good. Hang in there, folks. Just breathe. You're doing perfect. Of course, if you want to take your arms out, you're more than welcome. That's going to increase that factor there. And my legs always come out a bit. And recover. And when you recover, extend the legs out for Paschimottanasana. So with the legs extended in front of you, inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Reach out forward the toes. If you're unable to reach your toes or the feet, grab ankles or shins. And of course, remember, if you have a towel or a strap, you're more than welcome to use that. Pull yourself down. All right, just a couple of breaths here as we try to extend the torso over the length of the legs. One more breath in. Next inhale, roll up slowly. And we have one more, cosmic egg. If cosmic egg is just too much for you, go ahead and do boat pose. Other than that, we bring the knees in, wrap our arms around our knees, come onto the toes, then the one, then the other set of toes off the mat. Now, this is the baseline for this. Of course, if you want to go deeper, you open up the arms wide. Try not to let the legs come out. Mine really want to come out because it's working on that balance factor, but we are working on the core. And we've got to spend a little bit of time with the core. We actually have this whole session. Some of you may have felt it already, but you're doing great. Hug the knees in. All right, look, if you're still here in Cosmic Egg, let's just go for it. Navasana, boat pose. Feel free to start with the legs bent and then extend them if you're able to. Arms come out to the sides. That's it. A little bit of core work never, well, it might hurt, might be sore tomorrow, but it never hurts. It's a mental thing, really. It really is. One more breath and recover. Shake the legs out, please. Ooh, nice work. Variationist twist. We have different versions and variations of that twist. So let's just do something nice and easy. Bend the right leg. Bring that heel in. We're going to twist to the right side. So I'm going to use my left hand to grab hold of that right knee. And we twist to the right. I'm squeezing that right leg into my lower abdominal region. Breath gets a little restricted, but continue to breathe. And recover. Other side. Extend the right leg, bend the left leg. And let's take a nice, easy twist to the left. That's it. Trying to keep the torso nice and tall as we look over the left shoulder. Pressing that leg in. And recover. Extend the left leg out. Shake it out a bit. Cobbler's pose is next. So bend both legs. Bring the soles of the feet together and drop the knees. Now, this is another posture where I like to sit on a blanket. Not so much to let the hips roll off, but just to give me a little altitude on this seated posture. So bring the heels in as far as you can. Let the knees open up. That's it. So I'm keeping the torso nice and tall. Some of you have it in your practice to come forward, taking your forehead towards your feet. You're more than welcome to. For those of you that practice Ashtanga, that's part of that first series. So you're more than welcome to lean forward. I'm going to work on keeping the heels in as tight as I can and letting gravity do this thing by bringing the knees, opening the legs up a bit more. You can use your elbows, actually. And sandbags and other small weighted items can be placed on the inside of the knees to open them up. Weighted blankets or a lot of blankets, small dogs, any number of things can be used. And the more we practice this, the more flexibility and strength we get in our pelvic girdle. And with time, the outer portion of the knees are a lot closer to the floor. For those of you that are already on the floor, the knees are already there. I need you to go ahead and work on coming forward and taking the forehead close to the feet. So you're going to work on breath control there and lengthening the lower back. There's always some place to go with our practice. Okay, for those of you that are already Have your face on your feet. Roll up slowly. Nice. And everybody, bring the knees up together. Squeeze them in. Oof. Nice work there. Go ahead and go to Sukhasana, a comfortable seated posture. Any seated posture is fine. Let's engage in 3 cleansing breaths. So disengage your Ujjayi pranayama breath, and we're going to breathe in nice and deep through the nose. We'll exhale through the mouth. You can even stick your tongue out as you're exhaling. Don't worry, no one will see. Here we go. Inhale. 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 And breathe normal at this point. Nice and steady. A scan of the body from the crown of the head to the shoulders, chest, upper back, core, hips, elbows, wrists, knees, ankles. Gauge how you're feeling at this point. For those of us, the day is beginning. The rest of us, the day is at an end. Wherever you're at, make the most of it. With one last deep inhalation, bring the arms up and overhead. Palms come together. Exhale the breath as the hands come down, past your third eye to your heart center. From your mat to your world, remember always to remain kind. Remain gentle, and always remember to stay fearless. Thank you for a great session today. Thank you, and namaste.